Hey Treasure Valley gardeners, how you doing? This is the second part of the peony tour of my garden, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Itoh peonies, also known as intersectional peonies. Itoh peonies are basically a cross between a tree peony and an herbaceous peony, which are the kind I was talking about in my last video. They have characteristics of both parents, but basically they produce tree peony flowers and foliage on a plant that behaves like an herbaceous peony. At garden centers, you can find them pretty easily in the spring and sometimes in the fall as well. And they are typically marked with the capital Itoh to signify that they are an intersectional peony. Look at this one here. This one is called BARTZELLA. I love this one for the beautiful blooms and the amazing color. If you like yellow, this is a very unique one to have in your garden because yellow is sort of a hard to find color for peonies. I have found this one to be a really great grower and strong bloomer. It has been in my garden for 4 years and it's about 3.5 feet wide and 3 feet tall. It will be considered mature next year. And once these plants are considered mature, they start to produce a lot more blooms. So one plant can produce up to 60 plus blooms. And that basically means that it can be in bloom in your garden for 3 to 4 weeks. So really a special plant. The blooms make great cut flowers as well. As far as the care for Itoh peonies, they are a little bit different than herbaceous peonies in that they like a little less sun. So morning sun works great, or morning sun with dappled afternoon sun also works well. They definitely do not like wind, so really try to find a spot in your garden that has some protection. I put mine here in front of these arborvitae, which make a really great wind block. So this one seems to be pretty happy. As far as the rest of the care goes, they are similar to an herbaceous peony in that you want to give them moderate water throughout the growing season. Don't disturb the roots. And then in the late fall or early winter, I usually do it around December, you want to come in and cut the foliage down to the ground. I'm here now with what some may call the belle of the ball for peonies. This is Sarah Bernhardt. Look at these blooms. They're just incredible. This is the most widely requested peony in the bridal industry and just in general in the floral industry. It's a herbaceous peony and it usually blooms late May, early June. It's a little taller than some of the other ones, so you can see the blooms are kind of bending over a little bit, even though they're supported. But a fun thing about peonies is you can essentially have them blooming in your garden for over an entire month. If you get a couple of early, mid, and late season cultivars, you'll have plenty of them throughout the growing season. This plant is getting a little too much shade due to this big pine tree that's really grown up. So I'm going to be looking to transplant it to a sunnier spot this fall. And in case any of you have the situation where you might need to transplant something, a couple of things to think about. First of all, wait till the fall until the plant is going dormant. Second, dig up the entire root ball and try to do as little damage as possible to the roots. Then at the new spot, dig a hole that's big enough to fit the entire root ball and then dig it twice as big around. Most plants' roots don't grow straight down. Instead, they grow out. So a really wide hole is very beneficial to the plant. After that, just backfill it with the soil that you've dug and a little mixed in compost and water it in. The only other thing to really remember is that you don't want the crown of the plant to be any deeper than 2 inches. That is a common problem with peonies, that they don't bloom because the crown is under too much soil. Remember those things and your transplant should be ready to grow in the spring. So I think that's a wrap for the peony tour. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.